And welcome back to another episode or episode 4 of A Skill Issue. We've done it 4 weeks in a row. Look at this go. And as always, I'm Chris, and I'm here with my co-host, Tate.
Hello, how are we going?
I'm doing well. So we have a couple of exciting things to talk about tonight. One, we're going to be doing a big segment on making a matrix and doing pairings. So stick around for that, because that is going to be a lot of fun. We're actually going to we have a spreadsheet that we're going to go through, and we're going to talk about how you kind of the thought process going into making a matrix. And we also have a link that will be, I think it's in the description already, for a template for a matrix that you can use in your Teams events. So that's going to be really cool. But before all of that, Tate, tell us the story of last weekend. You had a Teams event, which has been quite exciting, and I was literally refreshing my BCP every hour just to make sure what was happening. So no, it was really exciting. So yeah, how was your event?
It was really good actually. We kind of went in with the goal of, because we had some new players, some more experienced players. It was a bit of a merc team, so we're trying to find a balance. So we went in with the goal of go 3 and 2, sort of for the more competitive players, and then sort of just have a good time, treat it like learning, make sure our newer players don't just get completely bust, completely trashed.
Yep.
They enjoyed it as well. I think we actually did really well on all those counts. So we hit the 3-2, but we also placed 4th, which is way better than I expected. 1 point off 3rd as well, which is really. Although to be fair, we had one of the players from our final round opponent dropped, so we did get a free 20-0 in there. So that kind of launched us closer. It was also my first time pairing 8s, and my team did not do a matrix, so that was a real good time.
Nice,
so nice. Kind of ties back to this episode, the importance of doing your matrix. So it was really fun. All of my opponents were great as well. I know a couple of my teammates had some issues with their opponents, or one opponent specifically. But overall, I think everyone had great opponents, great time. It was super fun.
Awesome. Is there any specific rounds you want to go through, or any takeaways from the event that you want to bring up? I'll swap us over to the actual BCP page so we can have a squiz at that. So we got that open now. So first thing first, I guess. Why did your team name change to Team NZ?
Well, a few reasons. So we had 3 ex-Kiwis on the team. We had both of the Bens and myself, former New Zealanders, but all NZ immigrants to Australia. And then we had Ryan drop in the final round, and the guy we got to fill in for him was a British guy that had lived in NZ for 20 years or something like that. And then we'd all been joking a lot about the Team Australia team that was Team Australia, but actually Queensland recently. So we decided it'd be funny to, when we realized we had a shot at podium, change to Team NZ so that they had to announce Team NZ. So that was, and then we just missed out on it, which was sad. But yeah, we did. I did actually get announced because our team captain chose a little self-plug, chose me for the team MVP, and I got announced as Team New Zealand for that. So I got a little bit of stolen valor there.
Beautiful. Very cool stuff. So yeah, is there any notable rounds that you had? Is there a round? Obviously, you played against the eventual winners of the tournament. Did you want to go through that round? No, obviously it was you're playing against some of the best players in Australia on that team as well.
Well, that was kind of our rounds, both 3 and 4, because they were both sort of one half of the Team Vic team plus some coaches. So round 3 was, we sort of had flown too close to the sun. We'd smoked round 1 and 2, and then the Team Vic A team had knocked out the Western Australia team. So we were kind of top table by that point.
Right.
And I think it also, in pairings was immediately when stuff started to go wrong, because we had a few issues with well, not issues, but a few constraints in that some of our players just they had the one faction that was all they could play. So
Yep.
we didn't have responses to a lot of stuff in pairings. Like I was unable to protect our Knights player from a really bad Orcs matchup
Mm-hmm.
because they could just pin with Eldar, and I'm not putting our Knights into Eldar, so it's just
Yeah.
yeah. We also had our sorry, I'm having a Templars player um tell me vehemently that Dark Angels was a good matchup for him, which I queried again and again. Dark Angels was an issue for the rest of the team, so I was like, fuck it, fine, you're getting Dark Angels. And then he got cooked.
Rough.
Yeah, and then I also had what I think is drawish, and I spoke to the guy I played against, the World Eaters player, and he agreed it was drawish. I think I could have pulled out the win here, but he went first, staged up, sent some spawn and some 8-bound at me, killed some trash, and then I failed 3 4-inch charges into said spawn and 8-bound. So then immediately got all in by 50 berserkers and all the trash units that I should have picked up. And because I had set it up in what I thought was quite a clever way where I sort of charged into some 8-bound without being heroic, killed them, and then I could consolidate into what was a move block for one of the 20 mans.
Nice.
And I was like, big. Didn't happen because I failed my rerollable 4-inch charge. And then that unit died to get down. But yeah, I was actually really happy with. That was possibly my personal favorite game as well.
Yep.
In the sense that I can tilt over dice quite easily, but I sort of managed to not do that. The guy was an awesome opponent, and sort of just managed to have a really fun game and stay in a good headspace and pull back 8 points out of it. Yeah. Also, I yeah. So that was a really good round. And then I don't think, because we got fried, I can't remember the score. We got fried that round, but I think the round into the other half of Team Vic was almost close to a draw, or was close to a draw for a little while.
Hungry Not Thirsty?
Yeah, it's Hungry Not Thirsty.
Yeah. There was 72-88 that one, so that was really close, like just 3 points off a draw. So that's pretty tight.
Yeah, so I think I do think we beat them, at least to my mind. I think we won pairings for that one.
Yep. Nice.
Which is cool. Yeah. Other call outs, I guess, would be our round 1, which I absolutely wrecked pairings for. I was so bad at it. I sort of got up there and I was like, fuck, I've actually forgotten how to do this. Let myself get pinned by knights, which was terrible. But all our players pulled it back. But yeah, it was a great time. Really happy with how everyone did.
Yeah.
Awesome result for the amount of prep that we put in, and for our Necron player, by the end of the tournament had played 6 games of 10th.
Crazy.
Yeah. So awesome result from everyone. Yeah. So all
awesome
I got
stuff,
to say,
man. Well, yeah, congrats. That doing pairings for an 8-man team after not really doing pairings before is like a huge daunting task, and being able to just go in there, just try and do your best, especially without a matrix, doing any amount of pairings without a matrix is really hard because it's really putting you on the spot of your game knowledge, which is really, really difficult. I don't think people understand how difficult that actually is, where it's it's a lot of intuition, which you do play a lot of 40k, which does help, but intuition only goes so far. You'd rather have there's a number here that I can figure out. This is what I need to do to.
Sure.
But yeah, no, that's really cool.
You lose that nuance of if we sacrifice someone for this, it's sort of +2 to our eventual predicted score, and I can vibe this is bad for my Knights player all I want, but it doesn't really help that building the overall picture of where the team's going.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sacrificing the queen in chess, right? You can sacrifice your queen for a winning position, that's fine, but you don't know what piece is your queen to sacrifice. So it's kind of just playing it blindly. It's okay.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Well, again, congrats on that. Coming fourth, from the team that was, pretty ragtag together is also, I think, a really big achievement. It shows just the class of players that you had on your team, which is really cool, and how you came together as a team to get your scores, because some people are going to lose a lot of their games because that's just how teams works, right? You have to put people into bad matchups. So like having people that were able to like deal with that is really important, and also having your people that are like, okay, we're going to slap you on the butt, parents princess you a little bit, and hopefully you get a good score. Like both of those are actually quite challenging positions to fill. I know both of us are much more on the like, let's just try and get a 10, like let's just play those kind of armies. And we're both kind of diving into the perspective of maybe actually now we need to try and be like a bit more of a sword, a bit more of like a pusher role. So like interesting how like that kind of goes, especially with you with EC, right? Like they're not very a defensive army, they're very aggressive.
That was the other thing, was like getting comfortable with, because I've played after that tournament. I probably played like maybe getting close to 20 games with EC, and this was the first. The rest of them I've been playing sort of in a singles mindset. This was the first time where I had to be sort of like, well, I guess we're just going in. Like everything is going out. And that is like quite scary. And for me, who likes to just like set up like a sort of hard break board state and just sit in it. Yeah, but it worked out okay.
Yeah, no, it's nice. No, it's cool. It's just a huge bit of play growth as well, right? Like you want to be able to play any position. Like it's funny how like even in 40k you get kind of like your creature comforts. Like, oh, well, I like having these, like playing an army that has 30 units because I can just like trade them all game and like always get a 10. Whereas like, no, you're going to be playing with 10 units and each of them has to do their job now because you need to be able to push, and like you need to have that ability. So it's like, it's quite cool like being able to change like that, because I think both of us play very similarly normally, which is that kind of cool, I'll send one thing out, okay, you deal with that, cool, I'll send another thing out, like, and we just like flip primary. Basically every time we've played it's been very similar to that, where it's like we're both just like, ooh, and then one person was like, ooh, move the next thing out. Like our final day game when I was playing you were playing final day and I was playing tactical orcs, it was literally just that. It was like, cool, you send one thing out, I send one thing out, you send one thing out, like cool, neat.
It was I really enjoyed that game, like, because it was super like that, but it was also the weird dynamic of like purge the foe. Was super like, and doing some like super odd stuff. So like this objective is tied, and the unit is also move blocking this, and then it's in such a way that you are not able to get kill more either, because we're not putting out, like counting your units you're putting out. That was a good game.
Yeah, no, it was very fun. And yeah, me setting up my flash gets like, cool, I'm going to kill those two guys that are on the objective, but I'm going to be set up if you move anything else onto it that I can overwatch you off of it as well. It's just like, it was very fun. It was a very fun game. And ended up as a draw, which is like, I think perfect. I think if it wasn't Purge though, I think you do like, you beat me in that game though, because I think there was
singles win.
Yeah, singles. True. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Sweet then, and then in the last week I haven't done a whole heap. I kind of like had a weekend off from 40k. I've built a bunch of Deathwing Knights, which might be leading to what I'm playing for Lakes in a week, but we'll go over Lakes next week in our video, so I won't really talk much about that now. And besides that, I've just played a few games, played one more Montcar game, and kind of decided that they're very good for teams, probably not me for singles. And that's probably why I've been playing more Deathwing. It was the Wrath of the Rock, Dark Angels. Now just a couple of things that I want to try out before I submit my list, but list sub is this Friday, so I don't have that long to test these things out. But I had one game with Desolation Marines and they were quite good, which is very upsetting.
What?
Like, I wanted them to be bad, and they were just like picking things up, and I was like, oh, like they killed like 5-man Marine units. So like the Vengal launchers like didn't roll under like a 5 for number of shots. So like, oh, you just pick up units. These things are amazing.
That's fake. It's absolute fake.
I still don't know if I'm going to be submitting them though, because like I understand in the back of my head that they can be quite bad, and the Eradicators are also great into the problem pieces, which is like, if a land fort's in the middle, how do I deal with it? Eradicators deal with it. Like,
are you dropping the Erads for Deso Marines?
That's what I did that game, and it worked out. But yeah.
Oh, I'm co-hosting with an idiot. That's
wow. But yeah, even as I say that though, I'm probably still taking the Erads because I think it balances the list out more. I think the Desos are good into some problem matchups, but I think they also make your like fine matchups worse, which is kind of not where you want to be.
Yeah, I think like if you were to take them, it's definitely a teams thing to my mind. Like, I wouldn't take them at all. But like, if I had to play Deso Marines and I got to choose a tournament to play them to, it would be teams.
Yeah. I think that the one thing that's like always in the back of my mind is because 4 of the 5 tables I can get plunging fire on them, so like they are AP1 and potentially strength 6, which is quite good. But yeah. Anyway, that's enough talking about Desolation Marines for now. Let's go on to the main topic of tonight, which is
hold on. I do have one viewer call out.
Oh yeah.
One long-term viewer who has asked me to publicly call you out for repeatedly dodging games versus Chile number 1,000 Suns player.
Yeah.
Which is David just asked me to put that out there in the public domain.
Very fair. Yeah. I am just too afraid to play the man. His ego is his head has gone too large to fill any room with me in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is the Jaunty killer, so
it's true. We have 2 Jaunty killers now.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, Kier and David, number 1 and 2 players in NZ.
That's very true. Very true. No, both of those players though are actually like their growth in the last like 6 to 10 months has been absolutely insane. I'll just put that out there. Like they both come such a long way, and I think they actually are, genuinely up there with like the best players in New Zealand now. Like they are very good players.
Yeah, for sure. David, especially, I think that not to say that Kier hasn't, but Kier's has been much more sort of like steady. He's been kind of steadily trending upward, whereas David was sort of like very recently has spiked, I think.
Yeah. The 12 games of 12 losses in a row with T Suns, and he's like, now I understand them. Cool. Phew! Like,
yeah,
very good.
It was more than 0-12. It was like 0-16.
But that's also like the dedication there. Like that's how you progress, right? You being able to lose 16 games in a row, but steadily learning, and now he's like all that pain is paid off, and now he actually understands how that faction works and how to actually play them really well. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the main topic for tonight. This enough kissing asses of our friends. But yeah, we have we're going to do a matrix for. We got 5 like packs of factions that we're going to go through, but we'll quickly just go through the matrix itself first. So this should be in the description below the video, which is a link to this Google sheet, and it has a couple of things. So if you get onto the sheet, you can just follow this like little image here, which just shows you how to make a copy of it to use it yourself, because you only get a viewer version of it. And then you can use all of this. And basically what this is you get a master matrix. So you can put all your players up the top here, put like what factions you're on, and then you can get each of them to just roughly go through every single faction in the game, say what you think those matchups are, just to get a general picture. And then you can also then have this slide, which I'm assuming, like, Tate can't see my screen, but probably has the sheet up anyway. Which has, you can put your opponent's teams here, and then you can put your team up the top here. And you can copy this as many times, and it shows you like what like each player's rank is into each different faction. And also on the right, it gives you the average score you have into that faction. So you can see like a 3 is about average, or 2.5 is average. So a 3 is that you have a decent-ish matchup. If you have something that's closer to a 1, it means, okay, this is a problem faction for you. So you can kind of identify these things in your games. You can also, there's a clout one at the bottom, which is the average player score, which tells you how good that person's matrix is that round, which is also helpful for pairings as well. Because if you know someone has generally good matrix, it does help out a lot. But it also is like, if you have the one with the highest number at the bottom, you're the best player on the team.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's kind of how this works. But, so yeah, all that's down in the description. Help yourself to it. But we have this one here, which is on the round 1 slide, on the round 1 sheet, which is our 2 teams. So, Tate, do you want to go through your 5-pack of armies first?
Yep. So we got first one is World Eaters with 50 Berserkers. This is just in here because I think not only is World Eaters one of the best armies in the game at the moment, but 50 Berserkers is also a really good skew for teams. I played it against it in the weekend. It also did really well at WTC. It's like skew in terms of damage and a little bit in terms of defensive profile. It's like really hard to deal with if it rushes you all at once. I think that's really good. Eldar 30 Hawks, because it is still just super strong. Knights are not as present, but it does also threaten lots of other big skew lists that you find in teams, like high toughness skew. Also threatens like lots of volume. Like I see Chris has got Astra Recon, 30 Hawks is, like 120 shots or something if you don't include their mortal wounds. Templars, this is just like a really good all-rounder, just relying on some like really strong data sheets in the Gladius rule set. Halo's Creed Admech, similar thing, I think, just like really good, strong all-rounder with like both upside and blunting potential after the Admech buffs. And then Thousand Suns, 20 Terminators, because I can't let it die. And also because I wanted to annoy David.
Fair. I like how you like praised him earlier and now you're trying to annoy him as well. So I like that the balance is all things should be.
I do think this is the best Thousand Suns list, specifically in teams at the moment, and he just doesn't want to listen to me.
The durability skew of it is actually nuts. Like,
yes, yeah,
actually very good. Yeah, now I really rate your 5-pack. It is. We were kind of talking right before the show began, whereas like these are just like 4 of the like high meta lists. I think Admech, Templars, Eldar, and World Eaters, all very like high meta lists, and then you have the one kind of skew, which is the T Suns, but it's also a really good generalist. So you kind of have 5 good generalists, but you've teched them a little bit more for teams, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think for 5 teams, I think that's exactly where you want to be. I don't think you need to go crazy skews. I think you kind of want to be a bit more balanced, so your matrix isn't too iffy. When you go to 8s, I think you can go a bit more wild, but for 5s, it's, if you get it wrong on your wild things in 5s, it hurts so much more. So
for sure, less control of pairings is an issue, right? If you're going to take something like crazy, What about your 5?
So for me, I have my first one is Orcs Warhorde. So this is the like battle wagon, couple of trucks, 2 units of 20 flash kits, big unit of 20 boys with gas and a big mech, and then just trash for the rest of it, either like breaker boys or knobs. Like we haven't gone into specific lists, but that's kind of the general archetype. Really good, can put high pressure on things. Really good into like the more vehicle based armies because it can just chew through them. Really good into most marine armies. I think the Zerks is kind of one of the times where it's probably not as good because the fight on death, your units just delete me, but for the most part, really good generalist, but that can put a lot of pressure on certain armies. Then I have DA Wrath because I'm probably taking it to Lakes next weekend, so I wanted to kind of, shine a little bit of light on them, but this is the like 15 Deathwing Knights, Eradicators, the Lion, so you got like really good melee coverage. You can really pressure those melee armies. Like this into like the World Eaters or the Templars, just rips it to shreds because they can't do a lot of damage to you and you just pick them up in droves. So stuff like that's really strong. Then I have Admech Halo Screed as well because I also thought it was very good. We actually made these lists completely independently and it was just kind of funny that we ended up one very different, but then also both with Admech was kind of funny. Then I have the Recon Element 200 Bodies list from Astra. This is the one that Nemo won LVO with the other weekend. I thought it was cool to highlight that list because it is really interesting. The fact that it can also do well in teams, but is also a great skew list for singles is quite cool. And then lastly, I have Imperial Knights Spearheaded Arms. So this is you got what? I think it's a Warden, a Defender, and then 4 of each small. So 4 Warglaves, 4 Helverins. I think you get like a Minister and Priest as well to hold your home field. And it's just a good... What was that, sorry? Oh, you might need to...
just saying value.
You might need to reconnect.
Yeah. Doing it. All
right. Doing your thing. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing here. Oh, so fast. Oh, it is echoing now, though, if you want to sort that out.
Right.
But yeah, so that's why I've gone for the IK. It's kind of like a great generalist, but it also has it's good skew potential, but it can go into a lot of things and be kind of fine for the most part, which I think is really good. But even at the Risky Rollers event, Adam Camilleri went absolutely nuts with this pretty much all weekend, like bringing home really big scores. Like it was quite good into like the Knight's Mirror and other things like that. I'd like you obviously have something to comment on there.
Yeah, I would. What was I going to say? Can't remember. It's gone. But he was doing well. Yeah. Mind blank.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the perfect 5-pack that I would take for my 5, but it's an interesting 5-pack to talk about. And I think it's an interesting 5-pack to go against yours as well. So it's kind of nice that kind of worked out the way it did.
Yeah, I think actually like yours is a really strong 5-pack. Like I don't know if it's perfectly optimal, but I don't think mine is either. I think I'm really sorry to say I think Wrath might be a weak link.
Yeah, Wrath is probably the weak link. Like, there's so much probably better Marines you could be running. It is a fairly good blunter army in general, but I feel like with the other things that I have, I probably don't need another blunter. But like, again, I wanted to highlight it, so it's here, and it doesn't super matter.
Cool.
But what we're going to do now is we're going to go through how we would go through a matrix. So obviously we're on separate sides on this team, but for the purposes of filling out this matrix, we're just going to go through it together and like our thoughts on each matchup.
Well, I think like also us going through it and having the same data set when we pair is kind of like an important thing, right? Because you in teams are trying to get your data as accurate as possible, and the only real way to predict your opponent's data is to assume it's the same as yours, right? So
yeah, very sure. Let's just check the comments because we've had a couple of things. We got Vincent Dion. How do you get a 20-0 into T-Suns with DA playing defensively? No comment there.
I'll comment. Huge skill difference.
Yeah, and then we've got David just laughing at stuff at our comments. Then we've got Dan, hello from the loo. And I'm an old man and already in bed. Thanks for watching though. Appreciate you being here. And David, it's the nature of our toxic relationship, which is, yeah, fair. Very fair. Thanks for you guys for all being here. It's a pleasure to have you in chat. And let's get this started. Do we just start at the top left and start there?
Yeah. Yep. Let's do it.
So what do we think? 50 Zerks into Orcs Warhorde.
I think it is somewhat flippy, but I think it is mainly 50 Zerks favored. Like I have a lot of volume. I have a bit more speed than you do outside of your Gaz unit.
Yep.
You can fight on death in one place guaranteed, but I got the 4-up fight on death everywhere. I can also -1 damage interrupt. Like I know you have defensive strats as well, but I think that's like a bit more sort of crippling. I think the surge is also really bad, and like you can't use your flash gets as effectively, and the 6-inch piling consolidate with the amount of volume I have into orc profiles, I can just get a 20-man into like lots of stuff and just pick up a heap.
One 20-man can literally kill most of an orc army, which is kind of terrifying. But I do think there is definitely if you pull your lever a bit too soon, either way could definitely go bad because of, you know, both armies having fight on deaths, both armies having interrupts, both armies having units that just delete the other unit, right? Like, I think it's one of those things it's whoever can set up better to then have the best go turn, I think really is the one that will win. But I do think most likely it's slightly, if it's, you know, on par, I think it's probably like a 12 to the World Eaters.
Something I say, mate, I want to say like, it's a really weird one in that I think it should be more like a 14 to the World Eaters, but I acknowledge it still does have that flip element in which it could just like all go wrong. Yeah. I also think the other thing I was going to say is I'm assuming one of my 20s has Invo, so I can rapid deep strike it, which I think is pretty good versus you.
It is pretty terrifying, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is not ideal. Yeah, so I'd say like for the orc side, because obviously that we're just for the purposes of this, we'll use my army as the army that is for this. So for the orcs, I think I would put it as like a 2 or a 2.5. So how this works is there's the little sheet on the right, which is like your estimate. So a 1 is a 1 to 4 is what your actual score would be. A 2 is like a 5 to 7. A 2.5 is like a 8 to 9. A 3 is like dead on 10. A 3.5 is like 11 to 12. And then a 4 is like a 13 to 14, and then a 5 is like a 15 plus. Like you're going to get a big score from this game. That's kind of how this works. The reason we don't do the exact number is it's really hard to put like this is a 12 every single game, whereas like this gives you like a little bit of variance, so like you kind of have a bit of play.
For sure.
Yeah. Do you reckon it's a 2 or a 2.5? Maybe a 2. That would be like a 5 to 7 range, so like a 13.
I think it's possibly a bit more accurate, but I think like, you know, like we're not going to do it now, but having something there to indicate that it's a bit flippy in nature as well.
What you can always do is you can always like right click and add a comment. So like you can always put like kind of flippy, and you can just comment that. So then when someone's doing pairings, they can look at that and be like, kind of be, oh, okay, sweet. So like you kind of know those things. So you can add those in, like when you're doing your own matrix, you can do stuff like that. We won't necessarily do that for this, but like it's good like for your parents team to know like, oh, okay, this like it has upside or something like that. Like the little notes you can do can be quite helpful. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do do you want to we'll continue with the World Eaters, so let's do all of them. So we've got World Eaters versus Wrath. I think Wrath just wrecks this.
I actually don't know about that. I know we were talking about this matchup a little bit before we went live, but I think like, what Wrath doesn't like, what Deathling Knights don't want to see is, I suppose, the -1 to wound helps on your part, but it's just like a billion damage one attacks, which the 20 mans do have.
Yep.
Although I suppose if I put my +1 AP and you AOC, that's not good, but I still think I pick up Deathwing Knights.
You can definitely pick up Deathwing Knights, yeah. And your -1 damage strat is also quite good because, damage 1 Deathwing Knights is kind of scary. But like I also have like the line with fights first with 16 attacks with sustained hits, rerolling ones to hit and wound. Like that picks up a lot. And like the fact that I can rapid ingress him down, so then if you charge, I can then heroic him and then get to fight first. So there is like a lot of stuff. I don't think it's like hugely favored. I think it's like a 3.5 to Wrath because I think it has the tools to beat you.
I think it's the 3.5 to World Eaters.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess then for argument's sake, we'll put it as a 3.
Yep. This sounds amicable to me.
Very amicable. Yeah, again, we can't take too much time on any one of these because if we do, we'll be here for literally hours. And we do have a lot of these to go through. And we want to go do pairings at the end. So it's also kind of important. Yes. Okay, our World Eaters into Halo Screed, into AdMech.
I think it's Halo Screed favored. The rerolly Breacher Overwatches, the amount of anti-infantry full rerolls, the move blocks with things like Skystalkers. Yes, still in Skystalkers are good. All those kinds of things just mean that the AdMech have a bit of a lot more control in that matchup and are actually quite effective at killing. I suppose Surge is an issue, but they're actually quite effective at killing those units. Like rerolling lethal hits, crit 5s, Breacher unit into 20 Berserkers is you're done, son.
Yeah, you're getting cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, definitely. Sure. And then like, yes, you have the -1 damage strat, but if you just get hit by either multiple units of Ruststalkers or just infiltrators as well, like the infiltrators just pick up a lot of guys, just from volume of like attacks that they go through, right? Like it's pretty rough.
It's -1 damage isn't good because the multi-damage is shooting where they can't -1 damage, and then there's just like volume in the combat.
Even Ruststalkers. Ruststalkers have still got just like a boatload of attacks that come through. Yeah. So what do you reckon for Halo then?
3.5 to 4, maybe a 4.
Maybe a 4, yeah, sure. Let's give it a 4. World Eaters into the Recon. I think the World Eaters are just like, wee!
Recon is gone. Yeah.
I think this is literally like
1.
Yeah, I think it's a 1 to 4. Like you just get rolled, I think. That's pretty bad. And then Zerks into IK Spearhead.
It's interesting. So the list I'm assuming has the 1 Exalted 8-bound with the Berserker Glaive Slaughterbound. But that is not as value into Spearhead. Because it does just die. Like it probably rapids tries to get like the Defender or something.
Yep.
But yeah, I think this is probably not really what I want to see. I don't think you have the volume to clear that many Berserkers quickly, so I don't think it's going either way.
If you can get multiple Helverins shooting into a Zerk unit, you do pick up most of a Zerk unit. Like
that's true, but
because they're like AP2 ignores cover, so they're hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s with potentially even sustained hits. Oh no, they won't have sustained hits in that one. They'll just have rapid fire. So it'll be 10 shots per Helverin, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s to hit, and then wounding on 2s. Like that's pretty good.
I'm kind of assuming you're not getting multiple activations, but yeah, you do between 4 Helverins. Yeah.
If you get 2 in there, you lost a lot of a unit, right? Like
you do, yeah. What do I reckon? 3.5 for the Knights?
Yeah, 3.5 for the Knights. I think that's good. Cool. Now let's do Eldar. So the 30 Hawks into Orcs.
Get fucked.
Yeah.
I reckon this orcs.
I do think the orcs can like crawl some points just because of like the trucks and stuff. So it's like that awkward to open. So I think it's not like a 20-0, but I do think it's like
No.
a 2 on this. Like it's pretty.
I would agree with them.
Yeah, like they can claw some points into it, and if the elder player makes a mistake and lets the 20 just do something, it could literally pick up half an elder army. But like, I'm assuming the elder player isn't an idiot and knows how to play that game. And I think
the problem is, right, the Hawks go, they just blow up like half that unit and then move block the rest of the army. And it's just like, lol. Yeah.
Exactly. Elder 30 Hawks into DA Wrath.
Bit tougher. I think this is probably slightly Wrath favored because outside of the Hawks, like, I'm assuming I don't have a whole heap of tools for giving the Hawks AP1 ignores cover. Even then, you just AOC it. You got your watches for the mortal wounds, and outside of that, I don't have a lot of great tools for killing you. So I think Wrath sort of slowly takes this one.
And also, you can't do the normal Elder like contest objectives because I just put a Deathwing Knight fully on, and then I'm like, cool, like so like
yeah, it's really actually. I think Eldar by nature of being Eldar claws back a lot of points, but I don't think they win it.
I don't think Wrath would win it by much. It would probably be like an 11. Like it's either a draw or like an 11 or 12. I don't think it's a big win.
I agree with that. Yeah.
It also kind of depends a little bit on board pick. If the Wrath doesn't get a board where they can hide on the objective to get that 6-inch, because you need to have the 40 mil pip of the Deathwing fully on the objective.
Yeah.
And some WTC maps don't have that. So like, if that's the case, then it gets a bit more awkward.
Even then, like, and if for me to be able to stack enough OC on the other side, maybe I do have to put one of my bases within 60, you know, like.
Yeah, no, definitely. And next we have Eldar into Halo Screed.
I think this is really interesting. I think this is this just drawish?
I think it's volatile, but I don't know which way. Like, is like, I think it's probably like you put it as a 3, but you it's kind of like one of those ones like we need to test this. Like,
yeah, because they both just pick each other up tremendously. I actually no, I think this is AdMech favored. Actually,
yeah.
I think that the AdMech is more durable and a bit more efficient at killing that Eldar body and has more units.
Sure. Yeah, it has more things to trade with, and everything still 1s-for-1s each other. So having more by process of elimination, if you just 1-for-1 everything, you will end up with the units left alive in the end. And Core being alive at the end is just like a nightmare for them. If the dragons are gone, like Core just like windmill slams and wins that game. Like,
I also think like infiltrators are a huge problem. Like if you go like 3x5 infiltrators, they just immediately pick up like 3 trash units, which the Eldar need more than the AdMech need their trash units.
Yeah.
So yeah. 3.5 reasonable. Like you say, something to test, but I think maybe upon testing, I wouldn't be shocked actually if this was a bigger win for AdMech. I'm not sure, but
yeah, very fair. 30 Hawks into Recon Element. Like, it's definitely a lot more Hawk favored. Tate has gone. There we go.
Back.
Oh, nice. Cool.
You missed my rant about that match, but
the beautiful. We need to get you a better internet connection.
I think I might try find like a LAN cable or something. I think that
might help. Yeah, potentially
helps.
So what do we think about Hawks into Recon? Oh, sorry, Eldar into Recon.
I think
the Recon getting 3-up saves against the Hawks is like not ideal. It's a lot of shots, don't get me wrong, but like
this is interesting. And Recon can actually kill me as well. Like suddenly it doesn't have no damage.
Yeah, just laser guns with sustained hits is actually like, oh no, please stop that.
I think it's Recon favored.
I think it's probably very drawish because the Recon can't just full send because the Eldar will pick up a lot of it, like too much of it. but like
But
maybe slightly recon favored, maybe 3.5 for recon. Because yeah, it can just it does the same thing as admit, kind of like it can 1 for 1 a lot of the time, but like it can 2 for 1 and still be in like good in a good rate, you know, like.
I also think after the Hawks die, how do the Eldar kill that?
Yes, very true. Yeah, fire dragons kill 1 unit.
If that, fire dragons don't even kill 110 man.
Yeah, it's very true. They have to charge afterwards, and then fire dragons that also go by. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That might actually be like a
Yeah.
4, actually. It might actually be a decent win.
Yeah, like I think the spiders don't kill 1 unit.
Do they kill
They kill
enough
a
of the
teammate.
unit that it's bad?
Yeah, but then they just like I kind of imagine you just like walk up, they send all their shit out, you kill all their shit. Done. Well, it's not that simple, but like I think the Eldar trade very poorly.
You can't play like a
Could
normal
see it.
game. Like the Eldar have to do something special in the game, whereas the Recon just can play that normal game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Cool. And then lastly, we have Eldar into Imperial Knight Spearhead.
I think Eldar cooks it. Like it's not as bad as the bigs is,
Yeah.
but like you can still the dragons just pop out, kill 2 smalls, get back in. The hawks kill some smalls. Like I think it is very bad. But I think being spearhead lets you claw back a few points.
Yeah. I think it's like a 2, right? Is that like maybe like 1 to 4 is probably like too low, but like yeah, like I think you could play it to be safe like that. Like you could probably play for like, you know, that 5 to 7 range a little bit.
For sure.
Also, the Warglaves like melee actually then kind of becomes good. Like it actually like picks the guys up like pretty decently. Like.
Yeah, for sure.
Next we have your Black Templars list with the triple Repex into Warhorde. I think this is horrible for Warhorde personally.
Agree. Yeah. We matched that over the weekend. Templar player missed daylight saving, turned up an hour late, and still got a 20-0 with like, I don't know, like 40 minutes on his clock left or something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I think like the Repex is just delete your units, and then like with Gladius you just fight on death as well. So like you're never trading efficiently at all. Like, and your bricks need to be trading efficiently, so it's just horrible for them. So yeah,
Flat 6 reactive as well. Like you could just fail it.
Everything is bad. You can't fall back from them. Or don't even have fallback in charge. So it's just like everything about it is just horrible. Yeah, definitely agree with that. Into Wrath, I think it's Wrath favored.
Agree. Yeah, Lion fight first, very bad.
Yeah, and Deathwing Knight's damage too. Like she's like, oh cool, so I kill you really efficiently, and then you do not kill me. Like, it's good.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, Deathwing Knight's super bad. Eradicator's bop or Repex. Repex is also you need to Storm of Fire the Deathwing Knights, and then whenever you Storm of Fire, the Deathwing Knights just AOC.
Yeah.
But it's not good.
It's not ideal. Yeah, I think it's probably like a 4 for Wrath on this one. I think they're actually like, because I think they have the pushing potential here, whereas the Black Templars kind of have to play like a safer game. The reactive move still does suck because Deathwing Knights are still super slow.
Yeah.
Like, I think is it 3.5 or a 4? Like, it's either like 13 plus might be a bit heavy. I think it's a 3.5. Like,
nice, reasonable. Yeah. Hey, Wrath is actually doing good for you so far. That's crazy.
So far, yeah. Like, that's right, because like there's a lot of like aggressive melee in the meta right now. So like again, I think they're very stable. I don't think they're good or bad. I think they're just stable. They get those like 10s pretty consistently.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, then we got Black Templars into Admech Halo Screed. What are we feeling?
I think this is a very interesting one, which I'm not super sure about. I think it might be slightly Templars favored, only because of Repexes.
The volume from 3 of them, I think, is weird. Like it breaks past like a barrier of like, cool, I'm actually picking up, 3 units a turn plus trading melee as well. Like I think that's where, and then you also can't. Their melee pieces can't trade with yours because it's always a 1-for-1 trade at minimum, because you always get to at least fight on death back.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think
I still think like the Admech kills the Templar stuff very quickly and has more things. Yeah.
I think it's probably very close to a draw though, because the Admech probably sees it and is like, cool, I'm just going to be flipping primary the whole game though, and just tries to like turn it into a draw game. But yeah, I think it is
For
Templars
sure.
favored.
I agree.
Templars
Yeah.
into
Well,
Recon.
I think Templars just like obliterates this, right? Like,
Yeah, like they just the thing is like Recon does deal with marine bodies quite well. Like it just
but
has
it's just
so many
elite.
shots, so everything that comes out does die. Apart from the Repexes, which get to be alive the entire game and just pick up 10 men a turn each.
Which is really bad, right?
Yeah.
Like the one that you also have access to ignores cover for 1 CP, which is really bad for recon element.
Yeah, so then
Um,
it instantly picks up like probably like 15 guardsmen easily. Like
I think it picks up more,
it probably picks
to
up a
be
20
honest.
man, yeah. Okay, cool. You've sold me. It's probably still like a 2, like because recon is just going to like be able to flip primary, but like that's like all it does, right?
It does, but I genuinely think 10 guardsmen could die to a Repex Overwatch.
It's
Like if you
very
see
sure, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
or enough of them that they don't flip.
It's better than
I
1.
still think I still think 2 is reasonable. I just think
Yeah.
it's like the lower end of a 2. Like I think
Yeah,
it's
like
like 4.
it's like you're swinging for 5, yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
And Templars into IK Spearhead. I think this one's kind of interesting.
I think Templars just fried us again. Like,
Yeah, the Repex is like just it's like the defender is the only thing that's like helping this, because like if the defender's in front, like these 3 Repexes probably pick up a defender from shooting.
we tested this in our with some of our players that were sort of trying a bit harder the week before the event. 20-0 and 16-4 to Templars. If the defender goes out front, it just dies to Sword Bros immediately.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, fair.
So that is the issue. Like it's almost pinned. Like it can either use its rule for 1 round of shooting and then die in combat, or it can sit at the back and you not have its rule.
Yeah, and you also have the reactive moves, so like you set it up so the Helverins can't get angles without getting reactive moves, and you just go back inside the Repexes and it just becomes yeah, okay. I'm seeing where you're coming from, so it's real bad.
And,
so
like,
you think it's a 1 or a 2?
I think it's a 1. Templar Vowels also mean just like the assault intercessors with just like a guy can pick up littles if they're on a point. Like it is really bad.
Fair. Yeah, cool. That template has a pretty good matrix, to be fair. Then we have your AdMech Halo Screed into Orcs. I think it fucking cooks Orcs as well. My Orcs are having a horrible time.
Did we say this army is good?
Apparently we are cooked ourselves. But I think this is real bad. Like I think this is real bad.
I agree that it is very bad. Like
I think it actually is a 1 because it can't hold primary, and then everything that comes out just dies.
Yes. Yeah. Like I was gonna make a case for it too, but yeah.
Yeah, because all the plink fire from like all the breaches and stuff just also just pick up your units. So like you get like, and like, yeah, it's just everything about it is bad. The volume of damage 1 attacks is just really good. The Rustalkers being damaged 2 also kills like everything else really well. So you have all the tools to just dismantle this army instantly. The only saving grace is if the Orc, the 20-man boys unit, gets to hit everything, but you have enough stuff with the Skystalkers stuff to just stop that from being the case.
I think I've never played Orcs, but the win condition for Orcs to my mind is they hold the 20-man until a lot of those screening elements are gone, and then they go for like a turn 4 push.
Yeah.
And they like they smother the AdMech's primary for a couple of turns and claw back a close-ish game. Yeah. That said, I think if the AdMech player plays correctly, you can kind of stop that happening. So
that's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Like, and you always have to assume with these matrices that you are assuming both players are competent players. So, like,
yes, we are though assuming that my AdMech player is better than yours. So.
But I have Dylan. So what are you saying there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure on a previous episode you said he sucked. So.
Damn it. You got me. The Halo Screed into Wrath.
I think again, Halo's Creed favored just because like a lot of the anti-infantry stuff combined with all the rerolls AdMech gets means it's sort of just consistently plinking Deathwing Knights. You're really slow and you're going to get move blocked to eternity.
Yep. At least this move block is like 6.1 inches away, which is kind of nice. Like I still get to at least do my movement phase, which is nice. Like they can't just flip primary, but they can just flip primary and then tag me in combat so I can't charge, and just like throw away like a cheap asset, so I can't do the charge strat and then do that. So that's pretty annoying. And yeah, and just you have double the amount of assets that I have, which is a big issue.
Yeah, huge issue. Yeah. And then also if you're taking any of the damage 3 pieces that admech have access to now, that's also really
The
efficient.
auto cannons just go.
Yeah, yeah.
What are we thinking?
I'm thinking a 3.5 or a 4 for the admech. So I guess a 2.5. Sorry, a 2 or a 2.5.
I think we go 2. I think it is pretty bad. I think you could maybe claw it back a little bit, but I really think you're definitely pushing up a lot in that game for the Wrath.
For sure.
Admech into admech, we'll just put it as a 3. Like, there's no real point. Like,
well, my player's better. So
cool. We'll put a comment there.
admech into recon. I think. Oh, have I dropped that again?
Oh no, you're good. You're still there.
No,
for me.
Cool.
Astra. Yeah, your Halo Screed into recon.
I think Halo's Creed takes this.
Yeah, I think so. Like, they both kind of kill each other, but I think the volume that, like, you know, if you have the 3 units at infiltrators and stuff like that, they just whip through units. Like,
yeah, the volume is there, and also recon is in a way kind of just a stat check, and Halo's Creed has like some more dynamism to it, like some more sort of just like tricks that it can pull out the bag, while being able to kill the recon.
Yep. And also just like nice amount of rerolls and stuff like that. So like, you know, the kind of the durability, like the low strength of the weapons doesn't really matter, and like you're already like low toughness being recon, so like you're actually pushing through way more damage. Quite nice.
For sure.
Yeah,
also, Skystalkers, 10 Skystalkers, well, is actually crazy damage into Guardsmen. It's like 60 shots at strength 6.
Yeah.
Like, it's
and even
like
the flamers, the sterilizers flamer Overwatch as well, also real bad.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Both not what you want to see. I think it's like a 2 though, because again, it's just recon has that kind of flaw of I can still put a bunch of stuff out every turn, and it's like from my safe places to get points. Like,
for sure. And that may even be a 2.5, because like you say, you kill me very quickly, and the 60 shots that are strength 6 are also AP 0, and you're getting cover. So like, yeah, very true.
And then Halo Screed into IK Spearhead.
Small Windtails Creed. Like, I think now that the anti-tank's better, I kill you, I flip primary, but you maybe a medium win, actually.
I know they still have good damage, and like the big knights can still touch onto ruins and just like pick up multiple things. Like the warden just like can like deal a lot of damage. Same with the defender. The defender's guns are like really good at picking up a bunch of infantry.
That is true, but like 6 breaches and a chicken unit just go hard. Like,
yeah, the breaches are actually so obnoxious in the game. Oh my god, they just
like they just get a little on Overwatch if it steps on a point.
That's actually horrible. Yeah, I'll say like a 2.5 for the spearhead. Then I think it's probably on the lower side of that, but it's there somewhere.
That's fair. Yeah. The hallowed Terminator list. Oh baby.
Oh yeah. 20s. So your rubric phalanx. I don't know if we ever mentioned that, but it is rubric phalanx. It's the 20 Terminators.
It is. I added in the bracket. So there's no Magnus. 30 rubrics, 20 Terminators. Yeah.
Yep. So we have it into Warhorde Orcs. We did have a little chat about this beforehand, and I was like, man, I think this is like pretty bad for the Orcs. Like, again, this whole matrix for them is like, cool, you're being bussed to fucking Kingdom Come.
It's gone. Yeah.
But it just has so much volume, right? Like the Terminators just pick up anything that comes out. Even in Overwatch, they probably pick up stuff, which is just real bad. You can't tag the Terminators because they can fall back, shoot, and charge. So they fall back, shoot something, kill it, charge it back into what they were tagged by, and then kill that as well. Like, it's horrible.
Yeah, I think the shooting is the big problem. Like, the volume that list has is crazy. And just like damage 1, AP heaps, or 1 ignores cover, which is just all not what Orcs want to see.
100%.
Yeah. I think also like like you're saying, +1 save versus damage 1 combined with flat -1 to wound in combat, which the Scarabs just have and the Rubrics can get for a CP. Just, yeah.
Yeah. The
Not
flash
good.
gets do help against the rubrics.
Do they? -1 damage. Bang.
Yeah. This still kills some, which is nice. Like, you still kill, what, like 3 guys, probably?
Maybe.
I guess, yeah, because, yeah, it's -1 damage, but it's still, you don't get the AP reduction if it was 2 damage originally, right?
Correct, but you're like AP1 and I'm in cover.
Yeah, but so he's taking 3 ups. Yeah.
3 ups and, yeah, you're damage 1 now. So.
Yeah, so I think you fail, like, I need to give you what? Yeah, okay, maybe 2 guys. 4 failed saves. Yeah. There's like 18 saves. Yeah, I think it's pretty more
right.
Anyway, so yeah, bad.
Yeah.
Not what we want to see. This Orcs Matrix ended up being pretty poor. But I think they also like these are 5 of the worst matchups for it in the meta right now.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like I do think there's yeah, there is something to say there. I don't think Orcs are actually bad. I just think these are some of the worst matchups for them. And I think all of these, the person playing the faction against the Orcs has to also play it well, because if you let the 20-man do anything, the game can just literally flip on its head in a turn.
I agree.
Maybe not the Thousand Suns. I think the Thousand Suns probably have that in the bag.
If you can like avoid an Overwatch with the 20-man and then get like the boys into like,
I don't think it's great. Yeah, you have to like tag one end of a unit and then swing in to like charge. Like, it has to be pretty special to happen.
I think you got to get like Gaz into the dream is no Overwatch, Gaz into Terminators, and then the boys tag 2 rubric units so that only one of them gets to fall back and do things.
I think Gaz only kills like 2 rubrics though, like 2 Terminators.
Really? Is he damaged 2?
He's damaged 4 on his big, so it's, but he only gets like, I think it's 6. It'll be 7 big swings. There was a 4 invulns. Like,
you kill more than. Yeah, but you don't kill a lot. You're right.
Yeah,
you don't kill enough.
2 or 3. Like, it's not enough to like be a worry.
Yeah. That's true. Okay. Yeah. No, that you're right. Like, I think that's terrible.
Yeah. T-Suns into Wrath.
I think normally, as we hinted to earlier, this is like big Wrath favored, but I think this build of T-Suns is a bit better.
Yep.
In that respect, we've got like. Again, heaps of high AP damage 1 is not really what Deathwing Knights want to see.
Yep.
I'm quite a bit faster than you. Like, the other thing Rubric Phalanx has access to is I can get Assault, so I can advance, Temporal Surge, and shoot. Yep. Like, I can get into some really good angles.
Yep.
Yeah, the flat -1 to wound is not great for the Deathwing Knights in melee either, because their strength isn't actually huge.
Yeah.
And the volume isn't great, so they're going to like wounding on 4s into giving me 4s to save. Like, it's just not.
Yeah, and you -1 damage, right? So like, I kill like a Terminator and a half. Like,
-1 damage to combat, but you still.
Yeah, so I kill what, 2 or 3 maybe. Like, it's not ideal.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
And then I punch you, fall back, shoot you, charge you again.
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
Yeah. But like, the Lion, I guess, could do some work there, but like, yeah, again, he's only killing 2 or 3 as well. So like, I need to get like Deathwing Knights and the Lion in to actually do some like serious damage, which is unlikely that you'll allow that to be a thing.
The Lion also just like dies if he's ever on a point to the rubric units 100%. Because the volume is such that his 3-up and Von isn't super relevant.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. He's durable until he's not, right? Like, it's kind of like the Lion stick.
At the end of the day, only 9 wounds, right? So
yeah, I think it is probably fairly drawish though, because like neither side really wants to come out super far.
I agree.
I think it's probably slightly like, if we could do like a 3.2, it would be like 3.2 to T-Suns. I think they probably have a slight edge, just because like from what you've said, but I think it's closer to a 3 than a 3.5.
I think what actually happens if both players read this correctly is we both sort of lock in our expansion and stare at each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Is kind of the go. Like, because I'm not really fast, and I can't push at you with lots of units at once if you have the correct staging, and that just means that I'm not actually killing as much as I need to, and then I just get punched. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. So it ends up as a 3. And the ending with the Wrath on actually a hot matrix, as you just talked shit about them. They ended on a
No,
pretty
no, no.
spicy matrix.
It's a 3.5 for T-Suns. It's a 3.5 for T-Suns.
David in chat was like, I expect all 5s or I will be disappointed.
Yeah, the hallowed 15.5.
Yeah. Next we have T-Suns into the Halo Screed.
Interesting. Like T-Sun's got the volume to do a lot of damage to the AdMech, but the AdMech can do a lot of damage to it. Got move blocks. Nothing in that T-Sun's list flies.
I think it comes into the issue that like a lot of armies into AdMech have, whereas like AdMech just have twice the amount of resources. That it's just like they just can't deal with the amount of stuff you have, and it's all super fast because you just Halo Screed, you know, the units that you need to, like, even if you Overwatch, like, cool, you Overwatch the first one, sweet, I still hit you with the second one, you still like die. Like Rustalkers in that matchup are a nightmare for you. Just all the plink damage actually does do work on Terminators. The flat 3 damage from like the chickens, yes, it goes down to 2, but like either kills rubrics really well or
you can't -1 damage the Terminators.
Oh really?
Yep.
Yikes. So that's, yeah, I think that actually edges it to like Halo Screed favorite, I think, a little bit.
I think it's a little bit Halo Screed. The other thing is I just counted in my head how many units that T-Sun's list has. It is 9.
Yeah.
So,
so it's like literally like 2 for 1ing them. So like that's just not an attrition that T-Suns can like hold up to.
Yeah, that said, like I do think, you know, like your units are sort of just like split firing every turn and like picking up multiple things. But yeah.
But like even like the you know, the Taraxi and stuff, right? Like they can also just do enough chip damage to stuff, you know, that it is starting to like add up.
The Taraxi don't, because even the rubrics save on 2s versus Halo Screed, but the move block is horrific.
Like, oh right, yeah, because you get the +1 save. Yeah.
Because 0.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah. Ugh. Okay, yeah. So pretty, what, a 3.5 to AdMech? Or a 3?
Yeah, I think it's 3.5, but like if I were to play this and then change my mind to it's actually a 4 for AdMech, I wouldn't be shocked.
Sure. Yeah. Nah. Again, so AdMech has a fire matrix as well, but also your AdMech has a pretty fire matrix as well. I think we both are just expecting AdMech to be quite strong right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Sweet. T-Suns into Astra. You have a lot of ignores cover and a lot of flamers, which already ignore cover, but ignore cover because you're rubrics as well. And just like the Terminators also just like lift 20 mans, like just they have such the volume enough to do it.
And you have a lot of damage 1. I think this is big for T-Suns.
Yeah, I think this is like a
4. I think it's a 4.
Yeah, so it's a 2 then. Yeah.
Or a 1.
It could actually be a 1. The only thing is, it's the same number thing. Like, there's literally like 24 units in the recon army. Like,
yeah, but I infiltrate 2 of my 10-man rubrics. They go in, they shoot, they kill 2 things, they charge, they pick up like a 10-man on the charge.
Yeah. So like, Nemo at LVO played the same rubric phalanx list with 30 Terminators and drew it, like perfect score, drew it one time and then won by 10 points the next time.
Oh, versus Recon?
Yeah, so Nemo was on Recon and the T-Suns, they were both in the top 8. Well, they played Shadow and then they played top 8. And yeah, Nemo drew and then won that game. So the Recon element won. So that's why I'm like, maybe it's like closer to actually even, just because I think it's just because of so many waves of things.
Like, that's true. Like, to be fair, like Dylan kept telling me that this was like unwinnable for T-Suns for Recon, but every time we played it, it was very drawish.
I'll go to a 2.5. I still think it's T-Suns favored. Like, I think 20 Terminators, 30 rubrics is probably better into it than the 30 Terminator build, because the extra ignores cover really pushes through more damage.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But yeah, so I think maybe a 2.5 there. And then the last one, and then we can get onto pairings. We have.
Oh, you know the other thing that makes that cursed is the interaction I was telling you about, where you just kill the aspiring sorcerer, activate the shoot back strat, and then regrow the Expiring Sorcerer with the Exalted Sorcerer.
Yeah, that's pretty hot.
You can't like chip. Like the second you go, I'm going to kill 2 rubrics, your unit dies.
Yeah, that's very funny because you want to get within rapid fire range to shoot the players. Yep. Yeah, that becomes so cursed. So then you're only killing like ever one guy because you don't want to get within 12 inches, so you're not rapid fire. Oh, yeah, that becomes pretty cursed pretty quickly. You're praying for those sustained hits on those 24 inches shooting rubrics. It's pretty gross.
Baby.
That is a cool like trick that you can do with the killing the Aspiring Sorcerer, so you can shoot back. It's quite cool. So yeah, lastly, IK Spearhead into T-Suns.
I think this is interesting. It's probably a bit drawerish.
I think so. Like the Helvrins is very horrifying to you, and so is the Defender specifically, because like the flat 3 damage just literally it's a lot of shots.
Oh, does Defender have flat 3? Maybe
on the Plasma, yeah. So that's like pretty bad. Like you still have -1 to wound and 4 up invul, so like you have your innate durability. But then also the Helvrins are damage 3, so like AP2 ignores cover. Helvrins also pretty bad.
No, this is bad for T-Suns, I think. I think it's like a 3.5, 4 for the Knights.
Yeah, I'll go 3.5. I don't think it's hella good because like I don't think that they can push out, because if the Knights overextend, you do just like pick up both bigs at a turn and they're like, cool, what do you do now? You don't have an army rule. Like
for sure.
Cool. So that is our matrix done. So that is how you do a matrix. Like usually you'll get like each of your team members to go through their matrices individually. It's like, player 1 will go through their matrix, they'll go through their matrix, they'll go through their matrix, and you just do that with each player. And then you sit down, kind of like what we did, and we kind of go through each matchup and be like, hey, is there anything that we're missing here? And this is what Tate's team chose not to do.
Yep, so I was going in blind.
Yeah.
The other thing I think is really important is lists. Like when you're doing a matrix, you don't just look at the faction. You want to actually really read the list, because they could have, like Marines could have a Fight First Judicia brick, which makes it so much better into things like World Eaters, Orcs, EC.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, so flip a whole matchup on its head. So it's really important to read the lists rather than just go through and go faction based off faction. Yeah.
Yep. No, definitely. But that was pretty good. So hopefully that's given some people some information on how to like start making a matrix. And definitely, yeah, like I would definitely put on your matrix sheets like all the lists, like copy like from BCP, like copy the links and just paste them in there as well, just so people can quick reference them as well. Like you want the quick breakdown, like 30 World Eaters, 50 Zerks, cool, but then also have the list there so they can click on it and be like, yeah, cool, this is exactly what's in the list.
Yeah, for sure.
So do we go and have our fun on TTS then?
Yep, I reckon.
Cool. Sweet. So I will just bring this up. Sweet. I'm just going to try and keep this straight the whole time. And I will move you over. Cool. Sweet. Sweet. So this is like a kind of a botched setup because I didn't want to use the actual pairings one because I want to be able to see both sides of factions, just for your guys' viewing pleasure here. But what we're going to do here is we're actually going to go through a round of pairings. So just so we can kind of go through the basics here. So we got our factions here. So how it will start is we'll both pick a first defender. Or do you want to go kind of through the pairings, or do you want me to do this, Tate?
I'm not too fast. We can both do it, I guess. So we'll do a first defender, and then each player or the opposing team will attack 2 things into that defender that they think are typically things that you think are good into it, and then you reveal them all at the same time, and the defender will choose one of the 2 things attacking it to play into. Yep.
And you do that twice in 5s, and you do it kind of 3 times in 8s. And then everything kind of else gets kind of folded out because of that. 8s is a bit more complicated, and we'll probably do that at some other time. But for this experiment, we were doing 5s.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I guess the other big thing to bring out is that you do your defenders, so the ones that you're putting up, you get to pick your table. So there'll be a bunch of different style boards that you'll get to pick from. So we can actually put these over here because we don't use this side. We can do something like that. And we do use that one though, so that we can go there and we'll use that one. Cool. Look at us.
Excellent.
So this is search and destroy, and we'll just say take and hold, just so it's just simple for us. So these will be the maps that we're picking from. Usually there's like one lighter table or like with lighter ruins, and then there's one that's got heavier ruins or like bigger ruins. But realistically, the light and heavy notations have really gone out the window because it's the same amount of pieces. It's just what pieces they are and like how they're situated.
Yeah, and as someone who has had Mont Cartel go first person them on the quote heavy board where it could see onto my home objective with 2 Riptides, the name does not mean anything.
Precisely, they're just numbers, and then some of them are somewhat lighter than others, but not necessarily actually light. And like sometimes the light board is actually really good for melee army because you have a great staging point. Like it's but yeah, so let's figure it out. So have you had any thoughts about what you'd have as your first defender?
I'm thinking it is probably Admech because it has such a good matrix into you that it can't be pinned. So no matter what goes into it, it's getting a good matchup. And that lets me hold some of my other things to try and get into some of your things that they have put up really big scores into.
Yep. Makes total sense to me. I'm just bringing this up. Cool. That is very understandable. I'm thinking the same. Like, there's 2 ways of doing it, right? If something only has one bad matchup, you can do that way, and because you can always just pick the good matchup if they've identified what the bad matchup is, they'll obviously put that forward, and then they'll put something else. You can just take something else, or you just put something that has a generically good matrix, and you just take what is holistically best for your team composition, right?
Yeah.
So then for me, I'm just looking at the matrix now for myself.
I don't know. Mate, we don't do that yet. I learned poor lessons this weekend.
Yeah. You've had. I'm definitely not putting my orcs up first. That's for sure. Jesus.
I think that there's like literally nothing you can do about that, though. Like,
no, it's just a poor meta call for the meta that I like the team comp I'm against. But like there'll be other ones where it's like 3 4s and a 5, like something like that.
For sure.
There will be stuff like that, but for this team comp, it just happens to fall into the high volume, good move blocks, good fight on death armies, which is just pretty rough. Yeah. Sweet. I think I'm gonna go for the Dark Angels, though, because I don't need anything that needs a light board, so I don't care about that. So getting the Dark Angels onto a favorable board, I think, is actually pretty interesting here. Because if they get onto a good board, they can keep anything very stable and probably have a high chance of pushing. So I'll go. So usually you wouldn't explain to your opponent these, obviously. But you put down your thing, and then you flip them over. Cool. And then so now that we've both done that, we get to decide what we want to put into it. So I've got to decide now what I want to put into the Admech. So I'm going to quickly bring this up so we can see. So this is the matrix, and so they've put up their Admech here. So we want to see what we have into that and what is our 2 best matchups. So it looks like for us it is the Imperial Knight Spearhead and the Admech Halo Screed are our 2 best matchups into that. Neither of them are great. One of them's a draw, and then the other one is a slight loss, but that is kind of how it is. The other option is we just bust our orcs out now so they can't get pinned and we don't pull them out later, which is genuinely something you might do. So I think that is probably actually the play, because the orcs have such a horrible matrix. The other idea is we try and get them into one of their 2s for the orcs, because it's like at least getting some more points. So that's probably actually the better idea, is just hold them until hopefully there is just like the World Eaters and Eldar left, and then we can kind of go from there. Unlikely, but it's at least a hope and a prayer. So then from that, it becomes I put up the Knights and the AdMech there. And then what are your thoughts?
So my thoughts are, because I have defended with something that is one of my better counters to Dark Angels, I'm not left with many great options, and a lot of my other things I want to hold for bigger scores.
Yep.
So I'm currently thinking that we put Eldar. Oh no, we've done this based off your matrix, haven't we? Now the inverted matrix is confusing me now.
Yeah. So the numbers are opposite to you. Yeah. So a 3.5 is a 2.5 for you. So you definitely have the harder part here. Sorry.
So I think I am probably putting down T-Suns because that doesn't blow anything else out. So I'm losing these points if you choose that. Like, it's still perfectly fine to get a draw, like it's draw a short round.
Yep.
But it would be a net gain for you in other places. And then I really should have held Admech for this, but I think I'm also not pinning, but I'm putting down the Zerks or the World Eaters, so that you're not going positive anywhere, and then I still get to hold some of my sort of more damaging things.
Yep.
Where are we? 2 cents.
Yeah, so technically these would be hidden, and then once both players do it, then we reveal it. Obviously, we're talking through both our decision trees here, so we're going to be it's a lot more open here. So with this, I think I think I would be snap taking the World Eaters here, because it also has a pretty like the World Eaters have a pretty, like, the AdMech is good into them, and but it is interesting. I think I actually do take the T-Suns here. I have a much worse matrix into them, and as long as the World Eaters don't go into Astra, I'm actually getting a bigger win somewhere else with World Eaters. So I think my natural thought was to get the better matchup, but I think I'm getting table picks, so I can pick something that makes the Thousand Suns work a little harder. So I think I would be rejecting this. I guess now is actually the time we get to roll off, right? So we can roll a dice each and see who.
I'm just gonna roll it.
Yeah, I got a 6. Oh, baller.
I got a 3. Damn it.
So I get to pick first. So I think I'll be taking that.
Yes, and you'll be taking a very light table, won't you?
Yes, the lightest of boards. Yeah. I don't think we really need to go into the dynamics of the table, like specifically the tables, but I'll take a board that was good for holding objectives that you can't, like, and you'd have to overextend to get angles on, just so it becomes that kind of 10-10 draw. So like a 4-5. It's usually that kind of table.
You just want to be able to post up and sit.
Exactly.
And not let you push. Yep, for sure. All right, what am I taking? I think I am taking Knights, because this is just realistically probably a flip, or one of our players is possibly better than the other, but we don't know.
Yeah.
There's too much unknown here, and AdMech into Knights is theoretically sort of like solid, so I think we just take this.
I agree. I think this is too volatile. If you knew something, like if your AdMech player had 10 plus extra reps in the other AdMech player, and like, oh, we've actually played this game twice, I know how to play it, then you're like, sweet, you snap pick the AdMech. But yeah, I think especially for your first defender, getting like a good board against Knights, just so you can get a board so they can't see you very easily, is actually pretty nightmarish for the Knights as well.
Yeah.
So I definitely see that as probably a big win.
Especially the smaller list, because you have less super heavy walker, so you are less table agnostic. Like AdMech can really control where you're going on my board pick, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so you would probably take another. You don't really care for a light board either, but you probably. Yeah, you probably actually want a heavy board, right? Because like,
I agree. Yeah. I think I take a heavy because then I can move block you, I can parking lot you, and I can also pick things up with my anti-tank resources without them being hit back.
I actually don't think it's this heavy board though. This one specifically is actually very open throughout the middle.
no, that expansion objective is terrible. Put it back.
But an idea, again, we're not super mattering on the specific table. It's just like these are the kind of ideas, right? Like,
yeah, for sure. I think it's actually this, because it's got the closed expansion.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually really hot for you, right? Like there's no way to penetrate. You can attack really easily, and then there's no way for them to attack you easily. That's really nice.
Yep.
And now we just do that whole process again.
Praise be. All right, let me look at this.
Yeah, yeah. Now we're both getting more competitive. Like, okay. So let's have a look at this as well.
Also, I just noticed the Tate sucks comment. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to see that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go through my thoughts while I'm thinking here. So I know you still have your Zerks left, and I only have one matchup that I really, really don't want the Astra to go into, which is the Zerks. So if they fall out into the Warhorde, that's fine. Or if they go into something like into the Admech, that's great for me. So I think I will be first defending with the Astra here, just because I can try and get a better matchup. Like into the Eldari, it's I think positive. Into the Templars, it's bad, but it's worse into the World Eaters, so that gives me a better way to play up, and then also gives the my World Eaters matchups for the rest of it much better. So I think that's where I would be going.
Yes. Yeah. I think that there are, what are we looking? I think I'm going with Templars because the only good matchup you had for Templars was DA, which is just removed.
Yeah.
Or hold on, no, that means I probably want it just falling at the back. Halo's Creed is gone. I think I'm going.
Well, there's no way you can't fall out the back of 5s. You're thinking of 8s where there's something that falls out. I still get to pick something. So on 5s. So
yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
All right, Templars it is.
Sweet, and I'm going my guard. So yeah, so that's what that'll be. And then because it's 5s, these just go here. Just go there. Yeah, it gets flipped, and now we just get to decide what we play against. So I knew that that's horrible for me, so I think there's there's no other option for me, right? Like, so you pretty much know that, right? So from you putting this forward, you know I'm going to snap pick this because it's probably a favorable matchup for me.
Yes. And this is what happens now is I take this, which means this plays this.
Yep.
And then I just get 2 favorable matchups.
Yeah. But you're always going to get a favorable matchup into Orcs, but I got my Orcs the more favorable of the bad matchup.
All right. Well done. But I got my team. I got my red picks.
Yeah, you got a very good matchup there as well, which is quite nice. So yeah, so how this would go, so that those would go. Actually, these go here. Yours go first, and that goes there, and then these. Oh, sorry, I did that the wrong way. It's not that one. Sorry, that one. No, that one goes there. That one goes. No. I've just done that the wrong way. There we go. And now you pick board first.
Eldar versus Admech. I think I want something fairly defensible here. Which is not that. Not really that.
No, you're picking for your Marines.
Oh right, sorry. I think I'm taking something. Where's that? Let me get some of that open expansion.
Oh yeah, that's brutal. That one's completely open. That's like the light board. I think that's real bad. That's the
yep, there we go. Bang.
And then I don't think it super matters. Here, like the Orc World Eater matchup, I want open as possible just because I have more. I actually have guns. So that's helpful. So that probably goes there, and then that ends up there.
Is what's left.
Yeah. So let's kind of quickly work through, and we'll just write in what we think the end scores for these games will be, and we'll just kind of see how things fell out in the end of it. So, Wrath into T-Suns, we think it's roughly a 10-10. It's probably like 11 points to me because I got table pick potentially, but like I still think it's probably a 10. Like I think I'm happy with that being a 10.
Sure. So they cancel out.
Yep.
And we get the Admech. I'm not looking at the matrix, but I was a win to Admech.
Yeah, I think it's like let's see how big we made it. So
Small win.
Ed
It's
make
like,
small win. So yeah, so we'll say 12-8. So 8 to here.
yep.
And then
Like, your way.
yes, this was quite a big one as well, right? This was like a 13-14, I think.
Let me look. You had your AdMac versus my Eldar, 3.5, so 12, 11, 12.
11, 12. We'll say a 12 then. I think it has probably more upside than that, but I think that's definitely the stable pick.
For sure. Yeah. My Marines versus your
This is horrible.
Gunner.
I think this is like
Is
a
that
3. I think it's actually real bad. On
Yeah.
the light board that I can't hide on is like, it's just horrible.
You get covered with that. Yeah.
Like,
And
yeah.
then
And then this
was
is
14-inch. What was it?
It was it was
Oh, yeah.
it was a 2 for me. So
I reckon you get upper end for board pick though, so you get like a 7.
7. So you definitely won this. So down to so that's a complete wash from the first half, and then yeah, so you win by 10 points from pairings.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think right. That's how that works. Because yeah, so down 3, down 7, down 3. So yeah, so 10. Yeah, I think with the orcs being such a horrible,
it's a huge giveaway. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like I had to like basically pair around them to get a somewhat bad matchup instead of just like a horrific matchup. Like I could like I do think this is probably closer to like an 11 there, but like it's close enough that I think it's a wash. The knights probably actually could be lower as well. The AdMac is maybe bigger, but I don't know.
I think on that board it's probably bigger. Like my expansion is pretty exposed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your middle ruins are good for just staging up to flip as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like
fair.
You can get Rust Stalkers and a Dune Rider up there, and it's just like pretty ass.
Yeah. So we say that's like maybe a 14 then. So we put that to an 11, that to a 14. Then that becomes down 1.
If you go
3.
to a 6 on your knights, if we're doing that.
Pardon?
You go to a 6 on your knights, I think, if we're doing that. I have more. Because
that basically washes out then.
I think that's actually, can I give you a 5? Because I reckon my board there is feral for you.
Yeah, that is actually pretty bad. I agree. Again, this is this is all hypothetical, right? Like in the actual games, these could be completely flipped, and you just don't really know, right? Like games, matrices are only as good as the data you give, and sometimes games just end up. There's also the thing that we never consider is like player skill difference. You could be playing against someone that hasn't got as many reps, and they might be a very good player, but haven't got as many reps with it, or they might be a new player that you expect, oh, this could be a bigger win, but they've actually gotten 30 reps with the list, and like, oh, actually, he knows what he's doing. So it's like one of those things that you can't really put player skill into it, but then there is that kind of exponential. But this is you can only pair with the data that you have.
For sure.
But yeah, even that though, that is still like a losing line for me because I'm up 5 and then down, so 5. So that's a wash then. So yeah, still down by 10 there for that half. So yeah, I think this is just maybe I did need to just like feed the orcs and get rid of the world eaters, but I just feel like that ends up pretty bad.
That's bad because you just get one of the ones. Like you just
like this gets worse. This goes down to like a 2, and this only gets pushed up to like a 15. So like
you also have the potential for orcs into one of its worst matchups on my table pick.
Yeah, which is just so bad. Yeah.
No,
I think this just the whole like team composition that this kind of falls out pretty poorly. I think I actually needed another just I guess the thing is I wanted another melee army because I only really had the Marines, but I think I needed to be a durable, like maybe like an Emperor's Children would have been much better here. Just something that's a bit more durable. It's more durable than orcs.
It is more durable than orcs, but it has less things than orcs, so they get shot at by more stuff.
But I think and against your comp, EC would have been like better to have as my 5th instead of.
It would have.
Yeah,
it would have.
Because it keeps the World Eaters game a lot more stable. There's still a game into like Black Templars and stuff like that. So
yeah, I think it's also possibly not as T-Suns. I think Grand Coven, EC Turbos, the Rubric Phalanx build, I think is a bit iffy. Noise Marines are still really good there, but yeah.
But yeah, so that's that. We'll go back to our normal scheduled stuff. But yeah, that was. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. That was really cool. I think that was quite fun. Well, it was fun for me at least.
Yeah. No, I think the other thing is that it's really cool to considering like one of the things we wanted to do was sort of generate enthusiasm, get more people playing things like teams at a higher level, and get into this kind of stuff. I think it's a really cool thing to do.
Yep, 100%. So yeah, definitely use that matrix down below, like for your next teams. I think the next teams in New Zealand is the Tactical Chili Teams Tournament, Team Championship. So definitely, if you don't have a matrix set up, use that one. Like, it would be cool to see it on the day. I'll be there, so it'd be cool if anyone's using it. Come up and say g'day and show how you've edited it to make it better. That'd be really exciting. But that'd be really cool to see if anyone is using it. Besides that, our plan for next week is Lakes of Blood pre-show.
Yep, yeah, go through the list. Remember to send me people you want me to roast their lists. I will be incredibly critical.
Yes.
I've lowered my bar. You don't even need to send Chris money. I will just do it for free.
Yeah. Comment on the Facebook post for this on Warhammer 40k, and we'll see what we can do. Or comment on this video as well, in the comments. That's actually a good thing. Is like if you want more of this kind of stuff, comment on the YouTube video itself, just so it goes a bit wider. And also, it is put on Spotify a day or two later, so follow it on Spotify as well. That kind of stuff will help us grow a little bit, which will be really cool. I think hopefully seeing that we've done 4 in a row now kind of shows that we're fairly committed to wanting to keep doing this.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to say is I know you put up that post on the NZ40k page about getting ideas and stuff. We've had a read through those and we've sort of action doing a few of them. Like some of them are maybe not so much what we personally are interested in talking about, like a bit more of the sort of hobby side of things. Well, that's like all really great. And there's heaps of really talented people out there in NZ doing that kind of thing. It's not so much what we enjoy, but there have been a few that you'll hopefully see some of those in the next coming months. Yeah.
So watch the space for those. That'd be very cool. And yeah, thanks for all the comments on that. It was really, really fun to like see the community's engagement on that post. That was really cool. I didn't know what was going to happen from that post, and then seeing like 30 plus comments on it was really cool. So that was really, really, really neat to see.
Yeah. I also love the fact that David asked for more drama and then DM'd me to ask me to publicly shame you. So like, and then Tyler's asking for NZ's most punishing 40k players. So maybe David is one of them.
Yeah. His head barely fits through doors now. I've heard.
Yeah. I've seen it, mate. Like, there's a reason he can't make it to all those tournaments. The chafing from going to one of them is just terrible. But,
oh, beautiful. But yeah, now with that, we will say goodbye for tonight and see you guys all next